I don't know if you guys are hearing anything because I don't have my mic in. Oh. Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to the second episode of 2020. Let's get this started. Close the windows here. Let's see. Don't have anybody up in the chat just yet. Let's shrink this down a little bit. Don't need it to be this big. I'll adjust you a little bit. There we go. Shrink you down a little bit more. Alrighty. You shaking everybody? You mean what's shaking everybody? Alrighty. So what everybody doing this week? I didn't even grab my drink. Crap. Here I am thinking that I've got everything going on and spent too much time sharing the link and not enough time prepping. I thought that I was set. Alrighty, so welcome to 2020, the second episode. We do not have the computer. Stupid cords. We do not have the computer up and going just yet. Waiting on a couple more parts. Mainly, I think the only thing I need left is the power supply and the RAM. So we get those two things in, and we'll have the computer up and going, and we will be back to our old live streams and producing content for the channel. Let's see. Truck update. Possibly was thinking about going to go. No, that's not going to be a possibility. I was going to think about going work on the truck on Tuesday. That's not going to work. What are you guys up to out there in the YouTube land? Oh, waiting for some of my co-hosts to show up. Oh. Hey, Jason, how's the old Dale doing? I saw some shots of it the other day. It looks like you got the rocker panels painted. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to watch a bunch of YouTube videos myself because of busy doing other things. But it does seem to be looking good from the Instagram pictures and stuff. Oh, I will catch up on your Dale videos when I get everything back up and going right. I have a big change going on in my life, so not ready to speak about that just yet. So kind of been busy. Nothing? Oh, okay. Paint is all done and working on the rear C notch. Rear C notch. Cool. So you think that truck will be ready by springtime? Looks like it's pretty close from what I can see. I'm still digging that new logo, man. You have to excuse me. I'm also coming down from a little bit of a cold. So not a little bit under the weather. It seems like almost everybody on YouTube has been hit by this cold over the last couple of weeks. I got it. My girlfriend got it. My kids got an ear infection. I know a lot of people at my work have it. It's kind of hit everybody. Oh. If you're in here, sound off, say hi, let me know. What's shaking in the automotive YouTube world? Let me know what's going on out there, man. I don't have a co-host, so I'm depending on you guys to chit chat with. Oh, it's gonna be a really, really slow stream tonight. Hopefully not. Hopefully by the end of this month, I'll have the lowering kit. Oh, that is a two-bolt drive, isn't it? Lowering kit and exhaust done. May pull the motor for a refresh. You gonna swap it to an LS, or are you gonna stick with the old school motor? I mean, you use car dealer. I'm sure you could probably find a LS platform vehicle for pretty cheap and just okay, gotta go old school. I respect that definitely. You know, I love old school. And you can't go wrong with an old school Scottsdale. Yeah, I can see you going LS in the future at least. So I see that Kip with his buy it or boo it. I've been joining his live stream for a couple weeks now in the buy it or boo it. Man, my voice is going already. Wow. I know, right? Girlfriend just said how attractive. But Kip, American Bumper to Bumper with his buy it or Buddha is I'm kind of liking the new one. I like that one better than I like his other live stream personally. I do try to catch it every week. I don't always able to stay for the whole thing, but I do try to catch it for a little bit. I did post a link up on my Facebook page for this channel. If anybody else wants to go check it out, or just search America Bumper to Bumper. It's a good show. I missed your guys' live stream this week. I missed your and Grant's live stream. I almost always catch that one, and I was busy. Wasn't able to get to it. It kind of really sucked because I saw it like I think I ended up on YouTube like half hour after you guys were done, and it popped up on my thing, and I'm like, damn. Big guest this week. Well, it's not me. Otherwise, I think I would know. And is there any other big guests besides me? I know that was crappy. It was lame. Hey, Joe, welcome aboard. Glad you can make it today. Joe, you have a lot of freaking big things going on with the SEMA Dodge build. Again, I apologize, guys. I have not had a chance to check up on any of your guys' regular videos. Just been too busy doing other things. But I have been following at least along on Instagram and stuff like that when I can on break at work and stuff. It's just I follow way too many channels and I can't get to everybody. But I promise I will catch up with your guys' content as soon as I can. I'm definitely looking forward to watching both Jason's truck videos and Joe's. You know, I'm big into trucks and muscle cars. Oh, kind of wish my truck was sitting out front at the moment, but I'll get there eventually. It's so close. Like I said, it's still just that stupid line. I just have not gone up and taken it out and get it replaced. It's really like the only thing it needs done, and then it can get ready for inspection. I'm curious to see which way you're going with the truck, Joe. Really, I am. Kind of curious to see what direction you take it. But hopefully within the next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month, I have this computer done, and we can get back to business as usual. You gonna give us an update on the on where you're going? You're just gonna make us wait and find out, Joe? Just curiosity. Also, if you haven't hit the like button, the like button. Yeah, my. Sorry guys, my brain is scrambled. My freaking voice is screwed. This cold has definitely hit me broadsided.
I don't want to hear it.
You don't want. I know, because you were sicker than I was.
Still am.
Yeah, every time they get sick, I don't get nearly as sick as they do. But I just don't like being sick, period. Oh. Come on, guys. Got to keep me chatting, man. Hit the like button on my way out later. All right. See you later, Jason. Thank you for the like. I bet replacing the tranny lines would I'd be replacing tranny lines with new ones if they came off in one piece and are decent. I'll let you know. I can't use stock tranny lines for my vehicle, Joe, because I have an aftermarket cooler. My lines go straight from the transmission up to the cooler in front of the transmission. So otherwise I would have bought off the shelf ones and had them on the truck already. I have to take the ones that are on the truck, take them up to a hose place, and have them make new ones. And I just haven't gone up and pulled them off because it's been wet, rainy, and cold, and the truck is sitting out in the grass, so it's not the most comfortable place to be digging underneath of a truck. I really just haven't had the time to go up there. Because as you guys know, the shop is not like right in my backyard, so hopefully soon I'll have some more time to be able to get up there. We'll see. I got to figure out where my schedule ends up and figure out after things settle down and stuff like that. Hey, Kip was just talking about your buy it or boot it live stream. If you want to give the date, the day of the week and times for that, because I just normally catch it when I pop it up. Don't they come out on the left side, come in front of your block? Yeah, they come out the left side, go all the way in front of the block, and they go past the radiator and just in front of the bumper or behind the bumper. I have, like I said, I have a custom custom oil cooler in front of the truck. Actually, no, they don't go across the front of the truck. My lines literally, let's see, do I have, we'll just use this real quick as an example, maybe. So my lines, they come, I can see they here, they come up the front, and then they just come right in front of the bumper. They don't come up and then across and then over like they do on the stock. So it's a matter of, the reason why I have to have a hose company make them is because I need the fittings put on. It's a stainless steel braided line, and it has custom fittings on it to go into the oil cooler, and also into the transmission has custom fittings on the transmission as well. So I have to get so like I said, I have to have the lines custom made because I need the correct length and I need the correct fittings on the end to be able to make it work. What's up, Michigan? Glad to see you in this week. I think the only one we're missing right now is we're missing Pilot. I don't even know if this this line is doing me any good because I can't hear. Well, there's nobody in my thing just yet. Oh, thank you, Kip. I actually just saw your the notification pop up on my phone because I have the phone sitting in front of me. Mainly because I'm waiting for people to show up. Kip, you able to live stream tonight or no? Because I could send you the link. Forgot to send it to you. Come on, do your thing. Do. There you go. All right. Well, thanks anyway. And there's Pilot. Speaking of the devil, we are waiting on Elliot. Apparently, you know him as Lovely Bunch of Coconuts. He apparently has a truck story for us tonight. Apparently, the truck is doing a thing. So whenever he pops in, we'll hear what his truck is doing and see if we can help him figure it out. Anybody else got any vehicle stories for today? Well, thank you for stopping in, Kip. I definitely much appreciated. I was just telling them how much I like your buy it or boot it episodes. I'm actually liking that format more than your other format. Don't know why. I like that one better. Then again, you like showing old cars, and that's kind of my thing. So we already went an overview. The new part that I did get for the computer is I did get the yeah, it definitely is a blast kit. You got to keep that one up. I like that one a lot. I try to catch every episode I find of that one as you get it on. Yep, I did see that. That's insane. I wonder if the people that pulled that, I don't know if the original owners are the one that sold the bullet or the guys that they sold it to sold it for that much. I think that if the original owners didn't sell it for that much, I'm sure they're kicking themselves in the teeth right now for not selling it. I didn't actually read the story. I'm thinking of doing a buy it 2 nights a week and stop in the car chat. I don't know if I would do that, Kip, because I think you might run yourself out of content doing that. Just my own thought. But then again, you have how many places you can search. So what I wanted to show you guys was this is the new storage drive. That is 1 terabyte of space. It is literally the size of a stick of gum. In fact, actually, this is a 1 terabyte SSD. This is a 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe drive. I mean, literally is tiny as can be. So this is the latest piece that I have picked up for the computer. Like I said, next 2 pieces, I still need the power supply and I need the RAM. And then, like I said, I got a case sitting here with fans. It should be all I need to get the computer up and running and doing what computer things do. Put this back here. I do 3 zip codes a night. Yeah, I know. He does 3 zip codes a night. He picks like 100 mile radius from that point. Basically, I think that's a typical Facebook search, and go through. We find different cars on there that we want to check out, and we go over the cars, and we all make a decision whether or not this is something that we would actually buy or we would walk away from. Hence, buy it or boot it. And it is a really, 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 really cool concept on that channel. Why is this not doing what I want it to do? There we go. Like I said, still getting over a cold, so if my voice is sounding a little funky or I'm making some weird noises, I apologize. Fighting with this stupid box, I should just throw it back there. What the hell is it stuck on? There we go. Eventually, I get these parts in the freaking case and actually build a computer and make it run. Okay, concept instead of just a bunch of boxes sitting back here. Let me look up the that Bullet Mustang article and see if I can. Is it gonna let me? Yeah. See if I can find a little bit. About it. Ooh. Let's see, news. Mercy Zero Major. There we go, car driver. No, that's not it. Let's go with settings. Nope. Tools. Recent. Past week. I said, you know what? Let's do past 24 hours. All right. 68 Ford Mustang driven by Steve McQueen. You know what? I can actually maybe. What is it doing? I definitely don't want it to play the video. All right. No, thank you. Share screen. Chrome tab. That one. I'll share this one. Alrighty, so the Packers are playing right now. Well, not into football. I mean, if you guys are into football, that's great. I don't follow football, so I don't really even know who they're playing. I used to follow NASCAR until they screwed that all up. Anyway, so Mustang GT driven by Steve McQueen in the movie Bullet just became the most valuable Ford Mustang ever sold at auction. Went for $3.7 million, including auction fees. The annual Macomb Collector car auction in Chemistry, Florida. The previous record was held by 1967 Shelby GT500 that sold for $2.2 million. After the auction, the current owner, who co-signed the car to Malcolm for sale, told CNN he was happy with the result. Seeing as this is the current owner, the same guy that found it in his dad's, you know, is it that guy, or did he give it to someone else? After the we did not have anything to do with the money, said Sean Keenan, who's late for. This did not have anything to do with money. Who's Sean Keenan, whose late father Robert Keenan purchased a car for. Okay, so yeah, it is. It was a guy whose dad owned it. Have you ever seen the movie in its entirety? There's a good chance you've seen clips from its famous chase scene. It features the Highland Green Mustang with black wheels. And McQueen early in the driver's seat of many shots. Clearly in the driver's seat of many shots. There has been plenty of movie chase scenes done since where the influence by the Bullet chase considered to be the first and still the best modern auto chase scenes. There was car chases in movies before, but they look different. In the Bullet chase scene, the viewer is brought right into the action with shots from cameras filming close to and even inside the cars. There is no music, only tires squealing and engine roaring. Yeah, it's one epic movie. If you have not had a chance to go watch The Bullet, I definitely suggest that. The Bullet, Vanishing Point, the original Gone in 60 Seconds, and of course my favorite, Burt Reynolds with the Smokey and the Bandit. Definitely movies worth watching. Quentin Tarantino's oh shoot, what is that movie? The blacked out, the murdered out Nova. And then I think the second one was the second one a Mustang? I don't know. That was also an epic movie. But that's a newer one. It just pays homage to the old school movies. Oh boy. All right. So the Bullet's iconic chase scenes isn't just any movie. That Queen isn't just any famous actor. Because of his well-known love for cars and racing, he holds a special place in the hearts of modern collectors. Asked to sign an insurance form stating that he would refrain from off-screen racing during Bullet's production. McQueen refused, saying that there are some things that just aren't for sale, and one of them is my soul. According to 1968 Daily Verity article quoted the American Film Institute catalog. Anything else interesting? This wasn't just one of three. This wasn't like one of three cars that my dad had. This was it. Sean Keane told CNN earlier during an early interview. McQueen in California, and my mom and dad were in Jersey. So I mean, the logistics alone would have been a pain. But and then beyond that, leave my mom without a car. Oh, hold on, missed a section here. It became in the Keenan family's regular car, going on shopping trips and taking kids to school for years. McQueen managed to track the car down and reach out to the family, offering several times to buy it from them. He even offered to buy the family another car to replace it, but Robert Keenan refused, and uh, Sean said, this wasn't like one of three cars my dad had. This was it. Sean Keenan told the CNN during an earlier interview. Mustang was also just great fun to drive. In 1980, the clutch failed and the car was put in the garage. It was moved from one garage to another, from Jersey to Kentucky, as the family moved. 2001, Robert and Sean started working on the car to make it driving again, but had to stop when Robert became ill with Parkinson's disease. After Robert died in 2014, Sean returned to the garage to try it again. This time, he was able to restore the car to running condition in 2016. He reached out to Ford and had the car authenticated by an independent Mustang expert. While Ford and Keenan were preparing to unveil the car, another Mustang used in the movie, a stunt car that had been sent for scrapping after production, was uncovered in a Mexico scrapyard. It was found in far worse condition than Keenan's car, though. Finally, in January 2008, the introduction of the new Bullet Mustang at the Detroit Auto Show. I saw that. It said that um, since then, Sean has been touring with the car, which now became the 21st car added to the National Historic Vehicle Register. Now he said he's ready to part with the car and return to the family Kentucky horse farm. That's pretty epic. Any other automotive news that you guys want me to check out? In fact, have we heard any more news about the C8 Corvette, or is that still delayed? Let's see if I can find anything on that. C8 Corvette. Last month. Oh, that sucks. It's been too warm down here, man. It was like 60, 70 degrees this morning, pilot. I don't even know what freaking what season it is anymore. Oh, well, there we go. That's an article. Uh, Here we go. We got 2 GM engineers arrested for street racing in C8 Corvettes. That's a hoot. 2 General Motors employees were taken to jail earlier this week after the Kentucky State Police. Get in Kentucky. State Police busted them for allegedly street racing C8 Corvette test vehicles. The incident involving 2 company-owned Corvettes that you can't even buy yet took place this year, Wednesday, in Bowling Green, Kentucky, home for the Corvette manufacturing plant. According to a report by Automobile, Alexander Thyme and Mark, why do they always have to have really horrible names? Mark Dernkatz were arrested for reckless driving, racing motor vehicles on public roads, and exceeding 45-mile speed limit by traveling at least 71. It is unknown how fast the cars were going, only that it was at least 26 above the speed limit, which is the threshold for court hearing and possible license suspension in Kentucky. Hey, welcome aboard, Jesse. Let's see. Ice storm Friday in Milwaukee, then snow. Now, oh, that sucks. You guys can keep your ice and snow. I mean, I don't mind snow, but I'm definitely not a fan of ice. According to their LinkedIn profiles, Thyme is an analyst engineer, and Dernkatz is an electrical engineer. Their current employment status is unknown, but my money is on hella fired. The Corvettes were towed away and picked up the following day by the owner, which I'm guessing is a very annoyed fleet manager. That's hilarious. Statement to Automobile from GM said that we are aware of the incident involving our test vehicles and are currently investigating. Adding safety remains our overriding priority by General Motors. We are no further comment at this time. Oh, they are doing some serious damage control. Yeah, they're fired because it just makes their organization look bad. Engineers are preferably smart people, but I'll be the first to admit we can be a bit dense sometimes. This, however, appears to be on some next level stupidity. Remember, kids, if you street race, you are dumb and bad. Oh, that's bullshit. Not that I'm condoning street racing, but it don't make you dumb and bad. If you do it in a company, well, yeah, if you do it in a company vehicle that's not your own, that's just really stupid. Ooh, this doesn't look good. Father and son racing Corvettes in tunnel crash and pinball into other cars. Going to race your father, a guiding figure in life who should be moral, grounded. You know, it's obvious to avoid doing it in a tunnel closed in by walls, underwater, surrounded by innocent people. Yeah, that was a pretty stupid thing. Can I play this without it playing sound? No. Screw it. I don't know if you guys can hear this or not. Oh. Oh, that was really stupid. That was really, really stupid. That was definitely stupid. Oh, let's see. It's 25 above zero. It's nice and sunny, and it's 60 here. That sucks. It'd be cold, yeah. Definitely don't want the cold. But yeah, these two are idiots, man. So it looked like the yellow car. Looked like the yellow car clipped the back end of this van, and that van went into the side of the blue Corvette, and then of course just all hell broke loose. I'm kind of curious as to who was driving in which vehicle. Was the son the one that slammed into the back of the freaking SUV, or was that the dad? Obviously, it doesn't say which is which. And the fucking kid fled the scene. And then posted it. That's freaking retarded. Flynn is returned, and a half hour later, it was issued 3 summons by leaving the scene for an accident, failure to exhibit registration, and careless driving. When Port Authority Police Department asked him about the video, he yanked it from the Instagram page, though it still can be found reposted to other accounts. After investigation, they both crashed. Both the Corvettes crashed. Like I said, the yellow one hit the back of the SUV. The SUV hit the blue car, the one that we were riding in the video, and then that started all of that. But both cars were involved in the accident. Yeah, it doesn't really tell you who was driving what vehicle. But yeah, if we watch the video again. So we're in the blue car. I can't fast forward it. So we're in the blue car, and the yellow car comes up here. You can't see my mouse. Or are you guys not seeing anything? Oh, you guys aren't even seeing this. Oh, that's why. Okay, hold on. No, it's taking me to another window. Okay, hold on. Let me pull this up here. Okay. Now I think you guys can see it. No, I didn't see that airbag recall. Oh, that's a spectacular feeling there, pilot man. Make sure you're doing that safely. Anyway, here's the video. Watch it again. So the yellow Corvette comes flying up to here on the inside right now, and doesn't stop in time before this SUV. That SUV hits the blue car, and then all hell breaks loose. I've had my tell you what, the Nova gets up above 3 digits. That was a long time ago, though. And the fastest I had that car up to was, was it 143? Yeah, it was like 143. No, 134, not 43, 134. That car is not fun to drive at that speed, I'll tell you that. And we only had it up there for like, a couple seconds, and we brought it right back down. Ugh. What's the fastest you guys have ever gone in a car? Fastest I've ever gone was 100. No, yeah, over 160. Mine was in a Camaro Z01. I think it was a 2017 or 2018. That was a fun day. And that car didn't even break a sweat getting up to that speed. I guarantee you it could have gotten up to that speed a lot faster. But yeah, we would have definitely needed a different environment for that. Oh, I got nobody today. Oh, this might be a short live stream today, guys. I don't know. We'll have to see. I was hoping Elliot would get on at least. Kind of wanted to hear about his truck fiasco he's got going on apparently. What about you, Pilot? What's the fastest you've ever gone? .350 horsepower, 390. I used to like the old the Cleveland and the Windsors that came in them Ford F-150s and F-250s. So, damn, a 390 packed into a 1960 Ford F-100. Oh, that had to have been a beast of a truck, though. Let me see what a 64 looks like. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that vehicle. Yeah, I guarantee you that probably was not fun to drive on the. That was probably not fun to drive at that speed. That's like throwing a brick through a hurricane. Oh, that one's sweet. Oh, let's see. Trying to think of. Well, you know what? Let me just find out, see what's on the automotive news here. This is the boring news I don't really care about. Well, let's just open up YouTube and let's see what we'll find there. No, I don't want it that big. Oh, I realize he was live streaming right now. Friend Ignited Garage is live streaming at the moment. That doesn't mean go run over there to him. Oh, let's see. Topic. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Any car stuff trending? Oh, we at least have one car thing trending. Oh, of course, Whistle and Diesel with the freaking Monster Max. Aaron Rodgers is poking Dana Patrick, so that's, oh my god, that's hilarious. 68 F250 now and does 80 no problem. Has a stock 360 FE, which has around 200 horsepower. Don't know who that is. Is that it? Two automotive, YouTube, and trending. Yep, that's it. All right, what about my stuff? Let's see. Just a 6. Big turbo Miata in 18 minutes. Kip's Buy It or Boot It next episode is on 1/15 at 8 p.m. Eastern, at least. Red Ruby fights for her first competitive win. Cletus McFarland. Any of you guys are into like big rigs and tractor trailers and stuff? There is a RC channel called RC Sparks Studio, and they have like a scale model, they call it loading kings or loading wars, and they basically they have to drive these trucks through this course and load up some pallets and leave the dock without knocking things over or whatever. It is really fun to watch. Like I said, it's called. You can either look it up by Loading Wars or Loading Kings. It's a really cool show to watch. Do you ever watch Urban Assault? It's a video from a guy that took his Baja buggy. Yes. And he sent the buggy overseas. That was an awesome. I watched it like 3 or 4 times, honestly. And then I watched it when he went overseas and he sold it to some guy right before he got in trouble. Well, right before they caught up with him. Joey66 has a live stream right now too. See, this is why, honestly, part of the reason why I think that my views have declined since I started doing this, because when I started, there was nobody live streaming on Sunday nights. I was really like the only automotive live streamer. In fact, the thing that kind of irritates me is both Ignited Garage and Joe used to join my live stream. And, by all means, they have their own right to run a live stream any day of the week they want to. I don't own this spot. I don't own this time. It just is kind of annoying that they decided to start their shows at the same time that I do mine. It is a little bit of annoying. Hey, congratulations, Pilot. I take it that's your team. But yeah, it does bother me a little bit that these two people that were part of my live stream or at least hung out with us decided to start their own at the exact same time that I run mine. Ain't gonna lie, it's just a little bit of right in the gut. Oh, I missed Rust Belt. Did they have a video this week? Did I miss this live stream this week? No, that was last week. Oh, maybe it was on. Oh, that's Master Apprentice. I'll have to find a Rust Belt one. Speed channel. Does the speed channel still exist? No, that was from 4 years ago. I didn't think the speed channel still exists. It's one of the reasons why I never went back to cable. It was like one of the only stations that I wanted to watch, and they took it off. Right, right, Pete? Hey, wait, Pete, welcome aboard. Let's see what you got going on. I know you just posted a premiere, which I don't know why it didn't show up on my thing as I'm scrolling through. You just posted something. Where was it? There it is. Impact of social media can have on the car world or car culture. Ooh. What was that? Impact social media can have on the car world or car scene part 2. That's right. You had the other one not long ago. Oh, you did 3 of them today. Damn, you're overdoing it. You can actually. I am on his channel. There it is. Let's see. So you had impact on social media can have on the car world or car scene. 2 GM employees. We just covered that on here. Arrested in street racing in the new CA Corvettes, and we also covered the Bullet the Bullet Mustang. In fact, they said that after all of the fees and everything, the car was $3.7 million. That's insane, especially since that meant that was fucking $300,000 in fees. That's insane. And you are up to 4 point. So you're up to 4. You're almost up to 5,000 subscribers there, Pete. I wish I could actually tell exactly how many there were, but it's not going to tell me because of YouTube's new bullshit. Oh my God, yeah. Oh geez, I would have a shop, cars, house, um, some other things that I'm not going to mention on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, my life would definitely be going in a different direction. Oh, so let's say back to home. See what else we can find automotive wise on my thing. Now, see, like I have a lot of stuff going on here. I mean, I don't just follow automotive stuff. So, like I said, but I've been doing a lot of computer stuff recently. Let's see. Like I said, Joe's doing his live stream. Oh, you can see that I haven't done a whole lot of car stuff. There's not a whole lot of car stuff popping up. Kip's helpful hints to sell your car. I do suggest checking that out. Some people really do some stupid stuff when they're trying to sell their car. That does not help. Definitely go check out his video. Police impound TJ Hunts's Lamborghini. I don't know why that's not showing up. Stradman shopping for a new daily driver. Well, can't wait, Pete. Hopefully you make it there shortly. Do you have any estimate of when you think you're going to hit 5,000? You said you're not that far off. Hey, welcome aboard there, Chris.
Morning, evening, afternoon, and all that shit in between. Gear 30 to whoever can do it.
Where have you been? You get stuck in
I
the
was
what?
indisposed with a dinner break, a rub-a-dub bath break, fuel break, and caught the end of the football game.
Oh, so you ditched me for the Packers?
Now, not the Packers,
What game were you watching?
but a good shake. No, it was a Packers game, but they had it on in the restaurant. I was out getting a good fresh shave.
Oh, so you all squeaky clean now, huh?
Yeah, he's running behind a little today. So we took care of business and got our personals done. Now we get to play in the snow.
Yeah. Jesse, he has some really good videos. I'm not sure if you're into making YouTube videos yourself. In fact, let me see if it'll let me. Yeah, it still won't let me do that. Let me check out your. Oh, the... Of course, it won't give me your channel. If you know you're right here. Well, I should be able to hopefully multitask when I get this finished over here. You missed it, Chris. I pulled out the NVMe that I got the other day, and had it up to the camera compared to the solid state drive. Did you ever see how small these drives are? The new storage media.
About the size of a credit card or smaller?
Smaller than that, man.
Smaller than that.
Oh, way smaller than that, dude.
Standard SD card?
Smaller than that. Oh, what do you mean SD card? Like the ones you use for your phone or the camera? It's a little bigger than those, but not by much. So here, if I pull out a standard, okay, so standard business card, right? That's your memory chip.
That's crazy.
That's 1 terabyte of space.
Grief.
1 terabyte of space, and it doesn't even take up half of a business card.
That's crazy.
And they get bigger than this. I've seen these up to 2 terabytes. Now, they're a crazy price for 2 terabytes. You're talking like $300 for 2 terabytes.
People want to wonder why this shit goes to hell.
Huh?
Updated it. I said, and people want to.
Well, yeah.
Updated in 6 months.
Well, the other thing is there's stuff that's even faster than this, and a lot bigger than this. It's just not reasonably priced for a consumer market at this point. That's more like big servers and big business level of fast. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's smaller and faster than this. It's just not affordable for your average PC builder at the moment. You know what I mean? Because even this is like the slowest.
Here's a reminder. Medication.
Alexa, turn off. Alexa, stop.
Here's a reminder.
Oh my God, shut up. have to wake her up and have her take her medicine. But the only thing I could do, the only thing I don't like about the Mini is no follow me feature. Oh, did you guys see the? They're talking about the drones now, I guess. Did you see the new laws for flying drones in California? I mean, not California, Canada. You legit have to have like a pilot's license. Like going through and taking all the classes a pilot has to take and passing an exam. They give you a 300-page PDF file that you have to read before you can take the test. And the test alone is 3 days. Just so you can fly a drone.
That's ridiculous.
Ain't it? If you follow Peter McKinnon, he just did a video on that like a week or so ago. Like that is just crazy. I mean, God, I really hope they don't do that down here because I really want to get into drone flying, especially when I get like the TA on the road, because I'd like to get some cool driving shots of the car. And the thing is you're not going to be able to do that, with the way these new laws are. Now, granted, I don't have the big, like some of the epic shots are like out in Utah and stuff where they have those big open mountains and stuff. And you can get those really cool long distance shots from places like that. PA is a little too wooded to be able to get them nice big open shots. You know what I mean?
We got good spots to get back in some of the state lands where side roads where the view areas are. I mean, you got to launch straight up, but
yeah,
you can get some pretty good. But you're gonna have trees and mountains.
It's trees.
Trees and mountains,
Trees are not a drone's favorite obstacle.
The best time for that would be at the beginnings and the height of fall foliage.
Yeah.
Then you could get some really cool shots.
Yeah, Camaro Time's right. If the idiots keep flying around fucking airports and stupid shit, we're gonna have those freaking rules here too.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. You're almost better off getting one of those little experimental aircraft that don't require
anything up in Canada. Anything that flies, anything that leaves the ground.
Anything that leaves the ground.
Yep.
If that's the case, they had to go to some of the barbecue and beer fests that they have up there because, man, there's some people that can light their asses off the ground probably 6 inches.
Yeah, I don't think they're talking about that shit, though. And I apologize, guys. I do have a cold today. Oh. Now we're cooking.
Yeah, sorry. I laid down for a little bit to...
You guys all ditched me, man. I'm a freaking hour into the freaking stream. You guys ditched my ass.
No, about half an hour beforehand, I was like, I'll lay down. I'm going to fall asleep. First thing I did, fall asleep.
That's famous last words all the fucking time.
For real.
When you do that shit right before work, that's stupid. You still over there sorting, man? Sorting that white shit.
Yeah.
Well, tissues.
No.
I mean, unless your tissues are beige or blue or something.
No, they're white.
No, you racist bastard.
Speaking of tissues,
you got issues that need tissues.
Well, I was gonna say I recently learned that supposedly Kleenex were actually the reason they were created was to line and insulate World War I gas masks.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the more you know.
Oh, that makes sense. Next time I need a filter for when I'm working on cars and freaking don't want to smell shit.
There you go.
North Carolina, 72 Saturday, 65 today. Real world for the... Yeah, we had that same thing there yesterday, Pete, man. It was freaking warm as shit up here in PA.
Yeah. It was warm as hell here yesterday and raining, and then today it got cold and not raining.
Cold and not raining.
Thank you,
That's
all
right.
the
It's
stud heads extremely unhappy.
it was raining for us today this morning. I mean, it was downpouring this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, should we ask? You know what? You know what we haven't done in forever besides your issue,
I don't know.
because he hasn't been on the show in like a month.
Ask Chris what's in the truck.
Yes, what's in the truck?
We have a very fine mix, a variety of pears.
Pears. Is it pear season?
It is somewhere.
I mean, they
Pear,
pull all the
is
floss
pear
up, and
season somewhere?
Yeah.
which is really neat because they harvest all the stuff from the fall and they're bringing it into the big packing houses, which is basically just a great big freaking, like some of the warehouses up around Allentown.
Yeah.
And it's just one great big refrigerator, and they stack them up in boxes.
Yeah. We actually have. I'm not sure if you've been down here to the Hamburg area recently, there, Chris. Hamburg has been nothing. Well, Hamburg and actually up by Wilkesboro too has been totally transformed into like the warehouse district.
Yeah,
All the big fields that
were
were in and around Hamburg, they've laid them flat and put up these giant fucking warehouses, and they don't even have anybody to put in them.
Yeah, right there, like off exit 10, right through there by the Flying J.
Yeah, they're literally just they're empty. They're
Both sides of the road.
Yep, they're just empty, and they just have like for rent and whatever's up on the sides of the building, and just popping them up with nobody to put in them.
Yeah.
See you later, Pete.
Depending how it's set up, it could be, one individual business, or it could be blocked off inside where it's one continuous building, but it'll be sectioned inside for you. How many dock doors do you want? And this is your space.
Right. That's what I think a lot of them are up here.
They freaking suck.
Well, you
Because
got
your
all that.
address is the address for the building, and then you get a suite number, but they never mark the doors on the back of the building on who the hell has what doors.
Right.
So trying to deliver to them things is just
Not to mention the more different companies they have in a warehouse, the more increased traffic and confused traffic.
Yeah, and if they build them back to back, I haven't paid attention to them up there. I mean, the last time I went to Schuylkill Havens, but I've seen them. But a lot of them, they'll build them big warehouse. But the backside where the docks are, you've got a car length or a truck width between the front of each trucks when they're in docks on two opposing buildings. So trying to back in, depending on what truck is in the door. I got one place in Salt Lake City I deliver to. If I have that stop, I usually drop 2 or 3 pallets. And it's
Lucy.
fast, but it's always a 4 a.m. appointment. There's the business across the driveway has like a forklift ramp door or a car door where they can drive up into the warehouse. So they have a concrete ramp with the dividers or the curb on each end. So you've got to watch the front end of the truck with that. Right beside that is the docks for the building. And they've always got 2 trailers dropped in the docks right next to that curbing. So you've got to watch them. And then immediately on my right, there is a concrete wall that goes in beside the dock door that I got to hit with the guy I got. And right on the other side of that is a recycling facility that usually has open trailer, like a dump bucket style trailer dumped in there where they're loading scrap metal.
Oh.
So there's no room to move.
No. I want to say hi to a couple people that I've seen pop in here. We have Andy. He's actually a coworker of mine, and welcome to the live stream. I think it's the first time I've seen you in here. Obviously, we know Jesse's been in here. I don't know if Michigan Mechanic is still in here or not. We do have, I guess Pilot has left the building apparently. He was in here. We have Ignited Garage, who I guess just finished his live stream. And we have the lovely Mrs. Formula, who is actually the reigning champ of the live stream, at least was last year. Let's see if we can pull that up real quick and see if we have any new leaders. But what was I going to say? I was going to say something else. Chris, I don't know if you've ever heard of a channel called RC Sparks.
I believe I've watched some of that. I think.
He's an automotive. He's an RC enthusiast, and he has a show on his channel called. It was originally called Loading Wars, and now they call it Loading Kings. And that's all they do is they freaking try to make the tightest, hardest, like competitions where they got to drive the trucks in, they got to park them in a dock, they got to load them with pallets. Like all of the pallets are to scale. They are not secured pallets, so everything on top of the pallet is loose. They can't knock anything off the pallets. They can't knock people or run into the walls or overtake. It's a really, really, really cool show. If you've, it is. It's really. I really like it. My 2-year-old absolutely loves it. Let's see. Do we have any? Oh, it's not. It doesn't say there's any loot. I don't know if this is actually even working anymore. I may have to. I may have to try to.
Now, did you reset it last week, like you were talking?
Yeah,
about?
but it's still trying to say. It's saying there's no users, so it didn't refresh. It cleared it out, but it's not. It's not updating it apparently. And I don't know if that's just
right?
I think it may be just because of the fact that I'm not using Streamlabs itself to do my broadcast, maybe. But it should still count it because it should be in here. But then again, none of my timers or anything are going either. So I don't know. I may have to look into reconnecting this to my account. It may not be connected anymore. I don't know. We'll have to see. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to go and contact their moderators on. I think they're moderators on Twitch. Or I forget where their home. It's either Twitch or maybe it might be what is it? The ones who beams at a D. My girlfriend has that app. Well, we have it too. I just never use it. Shit, what is it called? My freaking brain does not work anymore. To think I'm just gonna get older. If it's not working now, I hate to see it in freaking 5-10 years.
Oh dear.
Right? Scary thought.
Yeah.
What is it? It don't begin with a Discord.
Oh. Derp.
Derpader. Uh-oh. What about truck? Did I miss something? Oh, he has I think he had a Ford Explorer.
Ford Exploder.
Or Ford Exploder or a Ford Expedition. And it's been nothing. He had the front end catch fire in the front driver's side wheel well.
Oh dear.
Because of a brake issue. Literally caught the whole front corner of the truck on fire.
That is less than ideal.
Yeah, he was on his way home from work, and he doesn't live far from me at work either.
Oh.
That didn't show up on my on this thing. Why did that not show up? What the fuck? Oh well. I don't like the fact that that sounds like something you have a. I would check to make sure a wheel well didn't wheel weight did not fall off. Starting to shake around 45 miles an hour. Something's out of balance.
No.
That's either wheel weight or you. Yeah, 45, and especially if it goes away above 45. So it gets 45, gets bad, and then goes away again. Most likely, that's a wheel weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Tires, front end. I check ball joints. Check your wheel weights. Though if it's only above 45, I want to say that's rotating mass. So that's either wheel weights or drive shaft or something like that.
Yeah.
just my own personal guess. It's not. Do not take that as a professional opinion.
Opinion.
Opinion. My nose is like killing me. Oh, what else is going on here? Because that didn't come up. Him saying that he had a problem with his truck. It didn't come up on my screen over here. Luckily, I have a second one over here on this other computer.
Sweet Jesus.
Hell. Everything is great. Went on a 36-mile off-road adventure, and my new hand controls work great. That's epic. You should do videos on that there, Jesse. That would be fucking awesome. Watching you work them hand controls doing off-roading.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be something to fucking see. That's a feat, man. I know some people that can't do off-roading with fucking foot pedals.
Mm.
There's whole freaking YouTube videos of people not being able to off-road with foot pedals.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Some
these people not being
of
able to
them
do
don't even reach the range of, here, hold my beer and watch this shit because no alcohol involved.
It might be ball joints. I don't know what the front end of those freaking expeditions look like. Honestly, I haven't had the ability to. I haven't had the need to be underneath the one, so I don't know what their suspension setup is like up front. But I would check just getting your tires rotated and balanced. See if that solves it first. Get your ball. Well, just take it in for a safety inspection. They'll find it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and you're doing the same thing, Biggie. I think everybody got nailed with this cold in the freaking beginning of the year. You see how many YouTubers went down with the fucking cold?
No.
Let's see. Stradman, Street Speed, Send It Steve, and that's just That's just some of the automotive ones that I know of.
They just woke up from a nap.
Huh?
A lot of it's probably because they just woke up from a nap.
Oh, I have a head cold too, man. My nose has been clogged for like 2 days straight now.
Ew.
Yeah, fun.
No.
Talk about not being able to sleep.
Ow. The garbage can.
Wait a minute. You said the front end shakes. Are we talking about a suspension shake or are we talking about an engine shake? 'Cause those are two different things. I'm thinking you're talking about like a suspension shake, like you're feeling it in the steering wheel.
Mm.
YouTube is contagious. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Look, it's this contagious. When I'm building a PC just to freaking edit videos. Well, it's not just to edit videos. No, looking back on it, there are definitely some changes. Like I probably would have gone with an 8-core instead of a 6-core CPU. Just because the 8-core would have done better with the editing. I mean, it wouldn't have needed to be a high-end 8-core, just an 8-core. I probably would have. I might have gone with the 780 or the 790 instead of the 580 or 590 instead of the 570. Because they were selling the 580 for only maybe $20 or $30 more than this one.
Yeah.
So, and apparently it's a lot better than this one. But for budgeting and all of that, we're still not doing too bad. I mean, we're still under what, $750?
Yeah.
Minus the case. And I say minus the case because the case at that point is my preference. So the case is the price of the case is I can get it as low as what, $60 for a case.
Yeah.
It'd be a shit case, but I could.
I mean,
Or I could go visit my brother and get a free one. Which I did. The funny thing is, this is the same case I was originally looking for when we originally went to go do the build, and it was, geez, that price was anywhere from 110 to like 220, depending on the day of the week that you were looking at for the price of this case. Oh, it just sucks because it's not really relevant anymore. It's an awesome case. It's just not really relevant.
Yeah.
And why did he say it sounded like something to do with spark plugs? I get enough, because he's jumping the 1 to 2 back to 1. I'm confused at that. Are you understanding what he said there?
Not a clue. Wouldn't necessarily throw out codes if it's a fuel issue.
Well, no. If it is a fuel issue, it would be a misfire. He would either have a misfire code or he'll have an O2 sensor code.
Mm-hmm. Could just be knocking.
Well, yeah, then you'd have a detonating code.
Yeah.
Because right now I have a misfire code on the Kia, and I know I got to replace the spark plugs. They haven't been done probably since the car was new. Just haven't done it. You realize what he said right there at 10:20? He's not sure. I'm not sure. It's when I hit 45 miles an hour, it starts to shake a little. I step on the gas and it goes away. That's a wheel weight. That's a rotational vibration.
Hmm.
And if it was before the transmission, it would happen at a certain RPM at every time it hits that RPM. If it's a speed issue, well, then it's after the transmission, and that's either drive shaft, rear, or wheels.
Wheel bearing.
No, because wheel bearing, it could be wheel bearing, but probably not because
unlikely because wheel bearing can shake all the time.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wheel weight.
The faster you went, the worse it would get.
Yeah, it's definitely a wheel weight. I can almost bet you it's a wheel weight. Andy, I would suggest the cheapest route to start would be go get your tires balanced and go from there. If you still have the problem after you have the tires balanced, then you know that it's further
Balance
in.
and rotate.
Yep. Well, wouldn't rotate them right away because you want to limit it. You don't want to change too many variables at one time. You know what I mean? So just balance them first. If the problem doesn't go away, well, then you can rotate the fronts to the rear. And if the problem changes, well, then you know it's something to do with the wheel. And if the problem doesn't change, well, then you know it's something to do more of a suspension issue. You know what I mean? You don't want to. The problem is if you change everything at once, you don't know where the problem was originally. So it makes it hard to find it. You know, that's the scientific method, man. Like I said, if you just go in there and change everything, then you have no idea what actually worked. So you have no idea what your original problem was. It's if you actually fix the problem. Andy, we'll talk about that later. That is something that I necessarily did not want out in case some peoples were watching my live stream. No, that's not what I want to do. I just want to remove the comment. There we go. Oh, certain things did not need to be on the live stream before I didn't make them on the live stream. Just saying. Oh my God! You know what? And the problem is he keeps taking it back to the same dealership. It's just like you, Big E. There are sometimes you just need to take it somewhere the fuck else.
Mm-hmm.
Because, the car keeps having problems, but you keep taking it back to the same shop. I'm not saying that
tweak to make you bring it back.
Well, not just that. Sometimes it's just fucking just like he's saying it's fucking spark plug issue. No, that's not a spark plug issue. Having a vibration at a certain speed and then it goes away, that is a rotational vibration. So
misfiring the engine, spark plugs, you'd do it from idle, it wouldn't matter. It'd be consistent.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter where it would. Yeah, it wouldn't matter where it would be at. Well, not necessarily, because you can accelerate and it could be fine, and then all of a sudden, but if it was a misfire, it would happen all over the place, not at a specific speed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I have a misfire issue in the Kia, and it doesn't care whether I'm idling, whether I'm going down the highway, whether I'm cruising on a back road. It does not care. When it wants to happen, it happens. It does not give a shit about speed or the whatever the engine's doing at the time that it decides to do it. It'll just say, you know what? We're just not going to fire right now. Mm-hmm. And then it'll skip. It'll hesitate. It'll have no power. That's the other thing. If you're having misfiring issue, you're going to have lack of power. It's not going to vibrate. It's going to hesitate. You know what I mean? There's a difference between a hesitation and a vibration. Like a rotational vibration, you feel it. It's in the steering wheel. You can feel it. Whereas like an engine misfire, it's a little different. I don't know exactly how to explain the difference.
Oh, come on, that's simple. If you put it in flu season terms, you get a good case of the flu. Your movements are very accelerated. If you're healthy, they can be hesitated depending on how much you drank in water.
Yeah, I want to say, Andy, that you have a wheel weight that's decided to come off. I mean, that's my best. That's my first go-to. There's that whole keep it simple, stupid principle. You don't go with the most extensive issue wrong first.
Especially when a garage tell you what's fucked up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I would suggest go get your tires balanced before you do anything else.
It's like Miss Formula. She took our old truck in for a radiator and heater core flush. Purge system, get the air out while she's there. They convinced her needed new radiator hoses.
Good night, Jesse.
$100 number dollars later for 2 hoses. The truck's done. She's ready to go home. Has heat again, but holy shit! Brand new exhaust system's got a freaking exhaust leak. Sounds like the damn pipe was cut off.
Oh.
Here, come find out that the exhaust clamp was loosened and slid back off the connection, so allowed the pipe split.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. That's kind of like that issue of when we went and had Luca at the hospital, and we came back and started the truck up for the first time after we got back from the hospital, and it sounded like I had an open exhaust. Couldn't figure out why we had an open exhaust when we just got done fixing the exhaust system on that truck.
Oh, Jesus.
And then, what is it? Lo and behold, there's a missing O2 sensor. Brand new O2 sensor missing.
Oh, jeez.
You remember that, Biggie?
No, I don't.
That's the whole goat issue.
Oh.
That whole meme we have with my channel with the goat. That's what I got to do, a goat t-shirt.
Yeah, damn goat.
Yeah, I definitely have to do a goat t-shirt. But yeah, the landlord's goat ate the wires on the underside of my truck, and we went and replaced them with all brand new O2 sensors. All the wires that were chewed, and charged the landlord for it. Well, when we left to go to the hospital, and I was at the hospital for like a week, and when we came back, the O2 sensor was missing off the truck. I lived out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a horse farm, and I mean in the middle of a horse farm. My trailer was in the center of his property. His land surrounded on my property on all sides.
Jesus.
And he's a lunatic with a gun. Who's going to come on his property to steal an O2 sensor off the underside of my truck?
No one.
But him.
When most people didn't know where you lived, or that you even
Didn't know where I lived.
sensor
Yep.
in the
Didn't
truck.
know. And nobody wants an old O2 sensor off of a truck because within a month or two they're rusty and just from heat cycles. Andy, like I said, go get your tires balanced. If that doesn't fix it, well, then we can go from there. You can come back next week. We'll play what's wrong with the truck again.
Yeah.
In fact, Big E, let's go to you. What's wrong with the truck?
All right. So, firstly, let me get this picture up. Check engine light came on the other day, and I was expecting it to be the same old evap pressure leak, blah blah blah, whatever the hell.
Vacuum leak in the evap system.
Gas cap.
Yeah, this is on the gas cap. The next thing I would check is if it's the evap one, the next thing I would check is actually your evap canisters and your evap pump.
Hold up.
All right, go ahead.
All right, here it is. P0449 evaporative emission system vent valve solenoid circuit.
They're saying that's an electrical thing, or are you talking about circuit as in just the evap tubing?
Well, it's I don't know. It says system vent valve solenoid circuit.
What year is your car? 2012?
Okay.
Huh?
I wish it was a 2012. It's 2008.
What's the code again?
P0449.
P0449. Evap solenoid.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what I would check first. Well, I mean, that's what it's saying the problem is.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes it's not always the problem that it says it is, because like sometimes you'll get an O2 sensor code and it's not the O2 sensor. It's an excessive fuel problem.
Well, this is probably what was causing my evap pressure leak, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, I would check.
Every time I was getting the code, it was actually this in disguise.
Yeah, I would check your. The other thing I would do is I'd start your truck up, and I would take a can of like starter fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Or I would take a can of an aerosol and spray it near the vacuum lines around the solenoid, and see if your RPM changes.
Yeah.
If any of that changes, well, then you have a vacuum leak in that area as well. Because it's going to suck in that aerosol and it'll burn it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just change your solenoid and see if the code keeps coming up.
Well, first it would require favorable weather and a favorable spot to do it. The hell is this?
Well, your solenoid should be up in the engine bay. Like in the Dodge, it's up in the top passenger side corner, up right behind the headlight.
In the Dodge, it is. Hold up.
Where is it? What is that in yours?
Patrol solenoid. What it said? Oh, evap system. Oh, hold on. Let's Google what vehicle it is.
Yep, that's exactly where it's at. It is. Where is that? I've already got it pulled up.
No, it's a $30 part.
Damn,
For OEM. Sweet.
Okay, it's back. It's back in the spare tire well.
Yeah, I know.
No, I don't want to talk to you. Go by. Oh, freaking dude! Welcome. What's going on with your Chevy? I don't have a Chevy. My friend has a Chevy.
Stop talking to me, Jesus.
Yeah, I just went and just look it up. The answer's probably already here. I don't need to talk to you. He's so pesty.
All right, since we got this mostly figured out, at least the second thing. All right, so without telling where I live, I mean, pretty sure I've already said the town where I live, but I'm not going to show it on Google Maps and be like, I live here. Yeah. So my friend asked me to bring her something after work, so she wanted a Coke from McDonald's, so I grabbed that, dropped it off to her, and coming back down the road, and strangely enough, there was like fire chief or someone at this house, and got a Silverado with 40,000 goddamn lights on the thing.
Right.
And get past there and make it a little bit farther down the road, and I see the houses are like lighting up the same color, and I'm like, wow, that guy's got some bright lights. No, it turns out there's a fire truck coming the other way. And, yeah. And he had the nerve to honk the horn at me as I already had my blinker on, pulling off the side of the road. Asshole.
He just wanted to make sure that you saw him.
Jesus Christ, I bet people would be thrilled if it was at midnight and he was doing that.
Womp womp.
Yeah, just a tiny, quiet little town. And just... So, off to this side across the road, there... You guys know where that is. There's a park, I want to say. It's really just like a triangular plot of grass with a road on every other side.
Is this the new thing here?
Yeah.
Flappy Bird.
Anyway, I was coming down from that road, and I live on like the shortest side of the triangle.
Right.
And as I was turning onto the shortest side of the triangle, like all the salt and dirt and everything that's on the road that you get with winter.
Yeah, so this is an obtuse triangle, I'm guessing, right?
Isosceles?
Isosceles. Oh yeah, obtuse is a fatty triangle.
Yeah. Anyway, as I was making the turn onto the shortest part of this triangle, I heard my tires. They were like chattering, and I've never heard that before. And I'm like, that's weird. So then I turned onto the longest part of the triangle, and I heard it again as I was turning. And then I went to make the sharpest turn on this triangle, and I noticed that my truck, I should have had enough momentum to carry my truck through the turn, even though it's uphill. But as soon as I started to turn, the truck just like pretty much just lost all of its momentum. I'm like, no, I'm like, wait a second, I know what this is. So then I complete the turn after giving it a substantial amount of throttle. Well, more substantial than it had needed to be.
Right.
And I got my little 4-wheel drive selector knob. I turned that to 4-wheel drive. Put the truck in neutral first. Hold the brake. Put it in 4-wheel drive. Turn the wheel. Let it creep forward until it engages. Put it back to 2-wheel drive. Hold the angle on the wheel and let it creep forward until it disengages. And then I go down and I make the turn, the same turn where I heard the wheels chattering first. Not a peep. Pull into the driveway. Park it. It's fine.
The 4-wheel drive was still engaged.
Yeah, I don't know how. I haven't used it in like at least 2 weeks.
Oh. So yeah, your front diffs were locked together.
Well, my front diffs.
Well, your front diff was locked together.
Front hubs.
Well,
yeah.
Well, yeah, everything was binding up because 4-wheel drive is not meant to be used on pavement.
Well, yeah, your hubs were locked together. See, the Dodges are different. The Dodges are the hubs are always locked.
Yeah.
The thing that doesn't lock is there's a slip collar that is on the passenger side front axle.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does is when you engage 4-wheel drive, it slides that slip collar over and connects the inner and outer axle together.
Mm-hmm.
So on a Dodge, there is no hubs. Well, there's no locking hubs. They're always locked.
Engaged.
It's a straight locked drive flange.
So
basically.
Yeah, which is one of the things I had to replace when I had the truck down for the transmission is that vacuum actuator that slides that collar over.
Mm-hmm.
The vacuum part of that solenoid was completely rotted.
Oh dear.
So it didn't move. So I literally just pulled one out of the junkyard and threw it on there, and it works just fine.
There you go.
Yeah,
I say
simple
next
fix.
time you use your forward drive, Big E, whenever you go to disengage it, instead of pulling forward, back up.
Oh.
That'll pop your hubs loose faster.
Hmm.
Because when you're moving forward, you got them on a little bit of a bind.
Yeah.
Moving forward again, you're fighting the bind of it being locked together. Where if you back up or release it and let it pop out, we've had that issue with the Suburban before, where it'll hang up that way.
Hmm.
Or drop the dinero and put an actual set of lock-in, lock-out hubs on it, which I prefer because I hate those automatic systems. Because if you end up getting tight and you got to rock forward and rock backwards, well, the damn front end's locking and unlocking every time, and then re-engaging every time you move a few inches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those. I'm not necessarily a fan of the way the Dodges is set up either. I wish I had an actual. I wish it was actually more of an electronic actuator instead of a vacuum one.
Yeah.
And I wish it was just literally on or off.
Mm-hmm.
But what it does is it uses a vacuum signal from the four-wheel drive transfer case to lock that. It's really weird. And then the thing is you have all of them very fragile vacuum lines down there where you're off-roading.
Yeah.
One that storm that I had came back from picking up moving the Trans Am the one year, and we had that really big storm, and I lost the rear brakes on the green Ram.
Mm-hmm.
Coming down through down 61 from Hamburg, going through that snow, it wiped out my vacuum lines for the front diff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Easiest beat to that is just spend the money and put the cable conversion on it that you can lock in and out yourself.
Yeah.
As long as you got a place inside the cab to run it and get everything hooked up.
I'd rather just use an electric one that I could just have a switch. Only for the sheer fact of, again, not punching a hole in my fucking, in my interior somewhere to freaking put a pull lever.
A wire is a lot easier to put through than a cable.
Yeah, exactly. I could stuff a wire through a grommet. Trying to run a cable that I can't get kinked or whatever, and then having some kind of pull tab somewhere in the freaking cab is not very aesthetically pleasing, nor is it necessarily something that's it's not that it's not efficient to do, it's not something I'd rather do.
No.
I'd rather just replace the vacuum actuator with an electric one.
So I like that old school standard hubs. Lock them in, you got a lever on the floor, pull it back in gear with an actual neutral position. Screw all that electronic mumble jumble that they went to.
Well, I mean, my stepfather's one that was on his Blazer, he had to get out of the fucking truck and go lock the front wheels.
Yeah, that's what I prefer.
Well, that's not necessarily what I prefer when I'm out in the middle of freaking crawling somewhere and my freaking wheels are freaking, 1.5 foot in mud. I don't want to go down there fishing with the locker.
If you're driving into an area like that, you should already have them locked in to begin with.
I guess.
Especially if you're off-roading.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like some of the times that I run into needing them, like when I was in the snow, I leave them unlocked. I leave it, I don't want to be running from here to Hamburg with locked front diffs for me to only need them for one little small stretch of road.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I realized I needed to lock the front diffs, which is how I found out that my front diffs that the vacuum lines were broken. I was on my way to Jess's house one day, and I was going up the back way up behind Shoemakersville, and the whole one side of the hill was snow drifted closed. There was my truck wouldn't normally have had an issue going through it. A car was not getting through that. And what happened is I came up over the hill, and I realized on the other side of the hill that there was no road there. By the time obviously I was already in the snow by the time that I realized I needed to switch into four-wheel drive. And at that point, I wasn't going to, I would not have wanted to jump out in the snow to go lock my front diffs.
No.
As it is, I didn't have any front locking anyway because, like I said, the vacuum lines were broken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what the issues with that 99 that I got. just that's a common place to go out on them. So I've already got the new vacuum actuator for the front axle, but I haven't had no time to put it on.
You have a 99 Dodge. But you had Fords.
Yep, F-150.
Oh, it is. They have the same thing on the F-150s.
Yep.
I thought those were different.
Nope, it's got that little vacuum diaphragm.
You see, hold still. That's bothering me. Oh, what the hell?
That's a little hook that you hook in that slides a collar inside the
ours
front
is
end to
just
lock the two axles. Basically, just locks the axle shafts together through the
yeah. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick on
ring and pinion.
They do have electric ones. It's for 2006 to 2017. They had electric ones. Wonder if that would work. Where would it get the signal from?
No idea.
Unless I would literally just have to hardwire a fucking grounded switch.
Does make you wish sometimes you could just shoot the engineers that designed some of this shit.
Well, it's not necessarily because some of it I can see where they're coming from. They're doing it for convenience because most people don't want to be inconvenienced by shit. So the shit is really
they're breaking and then they're inconvenienced anyway.
The shit is very convenient. Yeah, the shit is convenient when it's working.
Yeah.
Just want to open image. There we go. Did it go? Okay. So if we were to go to, there we go. So for those of you guys that don't know, this is what we're talking about here. Boop.
Oh, geez.
Though this one's a little different. This is a little more simple than what it really is. This doesn't look exactly the same, but it's pretty damn close. You have this collar that's down here in the bottom. Can you see my mouse? Yes, you can. And this actuator that gets the vacuum signal from over here, it pulls this lever over, and it slides this collar onto the other shaft and locking them together. So this would be your inner shaft, and this would be your outer shaft. Oh, sorry.
Which is amazing that the thing can actually lock up with a vehicle moving.
Yeah. And yeah, it does. It locks up on the fly.
I mean, they're what?
And that's another good thing.
Up to 50 or 55 mile an hour.
Right, and the thing is that's another good thing about that is I can go into 4-wheel drive and come out of 4-wheel drive at a roll where I don't have to worry. If I'm going down the highway and I start seeing the freaking snow has decided to cover the road in front of me, I can throw it in a 4 high while I'm still rolling, and I don't have to worry about getting out and locking the front diff. I can just go and go through it. Whereas your typical Chevy or whatever, you got to stop the car, you got to get out, you got to lock the front diffs, you got to get back in, you got to put it in 4-wheel drive, and then you can go. At that point, I'm already through the obstacle. You're still sitting back there. And now you're fucking cold and wet. So. Yeah. So yeah, I much prefer the remote locking diff, or at least the remote locking, whatever you want to call it. But I just wish it wasn't vacuum operated. I wish it was more of, like I said, an electric one or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a diff lock.
Well, no, I like the setup. The other thing that sucks about the Dodge setup is the fact that it puts a lot of wear on all of those front end parts because they're always moving. So that's why you blow, you got the U-joints are always going, whereas in a Chevy, they're not rotating when you're not using them. That's a lot of extra rotating mass anytime the truck is rolling. So even if you don't have it in 4-wheel drive, all of that stuff is moving. Whereas in a Chevy, The only thing that's moving when all of that stuff is disengaged is the outer hubs.
Yeah, like a standard 2-wheel drive vehicle.
Right. So, I mean, but then again, I've never really had anybody have really real issues with the front end of those Dodges except for that coupler. Well, and the actual hubs themselves going out. I had one U-joint go out on me, but that was because I was abusing the shit out of it.
Mhm.
We may or may not have been off-roading on some pretty nice sized rocks up in whatever what's that dead town up in freaking
Centralia.
Yeah, in Centralia. We were rock crawling up on the backside of Centralia.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, I saw an alleyway, and we just took the truck up it and just kept going until we had a nice mountain view, and had to turn around because we ran out of traversable terrain because it was a cliff.
Yeah, I'd say that's not traversable. I mean, it is very much traversable, but
Yeah.
not ideal to traverse.
Yeah, that's when the U joint went out. It was the driver's
It's
side
just
front
like,
wheel
oh
drive.
hell no.
Well, we did kind of creep it up on some freaking tight
Yes.
rocks and shit.
Real fun driving around the roads up there. You come around the corner and the damn road's red in front of you. Like, what the hell's the deal? Someone spray painted it. No, it's just the reaction of the heat under the ground that reacted with the chemicals in the pavement. Make it look that way.
Well,
Now the
no,
parts are too
because
loud to drive on.
no, because the road that goes 443 between 309 and Lehighton, that pavement's always red, and there's no freaking heat underneath of that. It's just
Okay.
the type of pavement they used. So I don't think that's caused by heat. I think it's just the whatever. I mean, I think it's just whatever type of pavement that they ended up using.
Hmm.
Because, like I said, I've run into that everywhere. I've run that out down in Chester County when I lived out by Valley Forge. There were some roads that they use that same pavement, and there ain't no burning coal underneath there either.
Still odd to
Ugh.
see when you're used to black.
Well, yeah, it is. Especially when out by Lehighton, they don't pave the whole road all the way across in that red. They patched it with that red concrete, so there's like splotches of it everywhere.
Well,
I'll have to take pictures of it next time I go out to the truck if we can see it because of all the salt. Maybe I'll have to wait till to spring or summer. But yeah, it's all over the place out there. It's just like, oh, but you know what? This shit was the cheapest shit on the market. Let's just pave it with this.
yeah, pretty much.
Next week we'll do blue.
Yeah, I think I say, yeah, nobody can bitch. If they bitch, just tell the taxpayers. We're trying to beautify the area and show that we are actually using your tax dollars for the benefit of yourselves and the upkeep of the roads.
Though there was this really, really funny, like 5 foot tall freaking dirt bump leading onto the one road up there in Centralia that I had to go over.
Jesus.
There's really no idea why they would put something like that there, but yeah, this truck had no problem going up and over it and down that road. And then up and over the other one, it's like a mile and a half down the other end. Yeah, had no problem going over those weird giant speed bumps.
Mm.
May or may not have a video of that somewhere. We had the camera rolling. All you see is sky.
Mm.
And then all you see is road. That's one killer speed bump. Don't hit that going any more than 5 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, for real.
Whee! Duke Hazard style.
Don't tell that to send it, Steve. He'll take the top of that pile off.
It's not even there anymore. They've actually opened that up.
Did they?
Yeah.
It's been ages since I run up to that area.
Well, and the
anymore
thing
on
is,
those roads.
it sucks now because again, it's too well known now. So everybody and their cousin, all the people that don't respect the area show up there. And like before you could see the road, you can't see the road at all anymore because there's so much graffiti on it that there is no road.
Yeah.
And they didn't even respect enough to stick to the road surface that they spray painted. They spray painted everything.
Wow.
So
Typical.
it's
It only
nowhere.
takes one.
Yeah, and then another, and then another.
Starts with one. I say, well, if they painted that, I can paint here. And then the next come along, I can do that. I can
Yeah.
do that.
But the thing is like the fire is no longer underneath the town. Like so, before when the fire was going, the whole area would be barren of vegetation.
Yep.
Because it was too hot for it to grow. Everything is super overgrown now because the fire
Steam
is no longer.
pockets.
Well, no,
But
the
these have
fire.
steam and gases coming up out of the ground.
Yeah, but like I said, there's nothing. It's not an active site anymore. The fire has moved further on.
Yeah,
I
it's
bet you if
following
you
the
pull.
vein. They
Yeah,
don't even know how long, how deep or how far the vein even is.
right. Well, I'm sure if we pulled up a satellite map, we'd be able to tell where the fire is at now.
Robs.
I'm sure if you pulled it up, you'd see the dead area.
Yeah, it's been burning since what, 69 or something like that?
Something like that. Over fucking kids playing in the fucking the trash dump.
All started from a trash fire, from a
Yeah,
little exposed piece on the at ground level.
As I said, I was just sworn it was a bunch of kids playing around in the fucking whatever.
No, I think it was a controlled burn, but they didn't realize the vein was exposed right there.
Yeah,
Ooh.
burning in the city, like a city dump area.
Oh, that's Harry's. You pull it. That's the direction I want to go. There it is. You forgetting that's that far away from me.
Yeah, but enjoy it while you can. When the last 2 or 3 people that are in town die, nobody will get in there.
No, because it's privately owned now.
Yeah, the state has it.
No. It's the whole area is privately owned. Somebody bought it.
I understood they buy it from the state. I understood the state come in and basically public, eminent domain type thing that because of the hazard.
All right, let's see. Where would the fire be?
A couple of interesting documentaries on it. If you
Oh,
search
there is,
YouTube
yeah.
and whatnot. From back
There's
in
the
the day.
abandoned part of 61. I don't actually see any area that looks like it's devoid of vegetation per se. Here's the ventilation pipes. Oh, it might be up here. Here, let me share screen here. Probably lost everybody in the stream. Yeah, pretty much.
No.
2 plates of spaghetti, toast, breakfast sandwich, and a big honey. Somebody a hungry boy, and a bowl of cereal, and a
Jesus.
Somebody get into the catnip.
Robs.
First meal of the day, full course. Damn, a little early for being first meal of the day, or a little late. Yeah, it might be in this area here now. Because it used to be up here. This is actually what is considered the graffiti highway. This is the area that's closed off.
Mm-hmm.
It starts right here. Well, there's a nice little picture of it. It starts up here, and then it ends down here. You can see where the road used to just go straight.
Yeah.
And this is all cracked and buckled and everything.
Impassable.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not impassable. Maybe by a car, but
yeah,
anything.
It's
truck
passable,
or ATV,
but not recommended.
Yeah, like there. There you go.
Oh.
So yeah, it is kind of passable.
Depending on what you bring.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always worried about sinkholes. There's Graffiti Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, people walk on it now, and like I said, I've taken my truck down this highway. It's actually a pretty neat experience taking the truck down that. I don't think there's any more.
was a nice ride in
Yeah,
the
you
truck
see- you can
until they
see- you can
restricted the
see-
highway.
Yeah, you see how uneven it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go down the highway at speed, but you can definitely
No
crawl through
shit.
it.
Not with that attitude, you can't.
It'd be a bumpy ass fucking ride. Plus, you got to crisscross back and forth between the different sides because, like I said, over here is completely impassable, and then further up, like this side, is impassable.
Jeez.
I don't know. It's an interesting place to visit, and it's got some history, and there's movies made about it. So, out in the middle of and it's actually not that
Jesus
far
Christ.
from me.
Didn't know better. And swear to God, Michigan's pregnant.
Who? Oh yeah, that's what I was just reading. Let's see, Mahoney City. I'm still over here. Yeah, so like I'm over here, and Ashland is over here. And then this would be Pottsville. And then no thanks. Go away. Then where is it? Hazleton's up here. But yeah. It's an interesting place to visit. So if you're ever down here, it'd be a pretty cool place to stop to go look at. Oh, I got that dead spot in my feed again, apparently.
Oh.
It always
Yeah,
does that.
that,
It almost the same place. 10:30 to 10:40, it just gives this like cutout spot where it says I have no views. It's funny.
And the old tunnels from the turnpike.
Oh yeah, that's up that way too. Shit, where is that at? That's not far from me either.
There you go.
What is it?
Two over by Bedford. You got some up at Silent Hill.
Yeah.
The ones out
Looks
by
like going up.
Pittsburgh are actually taken over by a God. Who the hell bought those? Roush Racing, I think.
What do they use
somebody-
it for?
That basically they made a mile long wind tunnel to
Oh, sweet.
test race cars and stuff in.
Oh, that's a pretty freaking ingenious way to reuse them.
Yeah.
But who was it? It was used to be AK. Shit, what's his channel? Fucking Alan's channel. What is it? My brain does not fucking work anymore. Yeah, pretty much. But I don't want it that big. This freaking screen is absolutely freaking massive, by the way.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you guys can see it that well,
Jesus.
but it's literally
What is that, like a fucking 30-inch?
it's a 20 by 9 aspect ratio. It is literally, it's fucking, I mean, like, that's from elbow to the tip of my hand.
Holy shit.
And the thing is, it's not that tall either.
No.
It's huge.
That widescreen, though.
Oh yeah, it's what do they call it? The extended wide or something like that.
Ultra
My
wide.
brother, yeah, my brother gave me this to use until I get another screen.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know where the other screen went. Oh, here it is. So like if I hold, this is a standard screen, right?
Yeah.
By the way, the screen ends all the way over here, so you're not even actually seeing the whole screen.
Jeez.
Because it ends pretty much, over here.
So basically, it's three and a half of the regular one.
So if I hold the other screen up, if I'm holding this up to the other end, it's still got the screen that comes all the way over here. That's a fucking heavy ass screen.
2.5.
Yeah, it's like 2.5. That's like 2. It's like double of a standard screen.
Good grief.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's great for doing this shit.
Yeah.
And I could actually even turn this screen like completely up on its end.
Mm-hmm.
Right on the stand. It's pretty cool. Oh, So I get to use this to do my video editing and stuff until I think that I'm definitely going to end up getting one of these ultra wides or whatever, because just the workspace without having to have a second screen, even though I probably will get a second screen.
Who's it made by?
This one's an LG.
Okay.
But I mean, like this one has a line, it has a dead pixel line, like right through here. Not that bothers me per se, because I'm not gaming on it. I could care less, and it was free. But yeah, it does have, you can't see it on the screen, but yeah, it has a dead pixel.
Oh.
That goes all the way from top to bottom. Sometimes it's like 1 pixel wide, sometimes it's 3.
Oh.
My brother said it's just a loose connection in the back of the screen for it. And he says he has a friend that can fix it. He was actually going to give it to the friend to have it fixed, and then sell it before he knew that I was working with this. This is not HD in any way. It's 480p. Yeah, it sucks. It's from 2008. So, yeah, it sucks. It doesn't have an HDMI port. I actually literally took a.
Now, come on. Give it credit. It does have an HD quality to it.
No, it does not. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Heavy display.
Highly disturbing.
More like heavy display. The fucking thing's heavy as shit. But and then the whole front of it is has like a fine coating of red overspray from something.
Oh.
So when the screen's on, I got all these little like red flecks. Like if you've ever done spray painting and you wear glasses, you know what I'm talking about. Because you'll get the same thing. You'll get the little flecks of paint just end up on your glasses. It's annoying because then you got to spend like freaking 2 days finding all the little tiny dots off your glasses. Oh, but anyway, it's 11 o'clock and it looks like chat is dying. We're dead.
Rip.
And I have a really super long day tomorrow. I have to go all the way up to Wilkesboro after work. So I have to go, like, my work is an hour south from me. Right? The place that I gotta go to tomorrow right after work is about 40 minutes north of my home address.
Oh.
Oh boy.
And I have to be there. I get off work at 3:30. I have to be up in Wilkesboro by 5:45.
Jeez.
To do a thing. So I got a long day tomorrow. Oh, and then I have to get a physical right after that too. So so I have a long day tomorrow. So I'm gonna call it quits for the live stream here and talk to you guys later. See you guys next week. Hopefully next week I have some good news for you guys. And I can let you guys know what I've been kind of somewhat hiding for the last couple of weeks. So catch you guys later, and peace out. Be safe.
All right, everybody have a good night.
Yeah.
Pleasure being on it again.
For once in a month. Or 2 even. It's been a while.
He was here last week. You weren't.
Oh.
So, touche.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later.
I did. I was back from vacation.
Much deserved vacation. All right. Catch you guys later.